right, if you guys, we're here with Reverb and the Verse. They just dropped a new album called Resonate.
Resonate.
So, awesome. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
David, go first.
David, I went first.
What do you play? What do you do?
I play drums and try to act like I'm a decent singer, basically.
All right. All right, Jahid.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Go by Provenance the Verse. I'm the lyricist. I write the rhymes that the whole world raps.
All right, then we got D-Trust. How you
doing?
doing?
I'm good. As you said, I'm D-Trust. I'm a vocalist and percussionist in the group.
All right, and last but not least, Shane.
I'm Shane. I'm a music writer and producer. Occasional percussionist.
All right, Shane, this first question's for you. What inspired you to create music, lyrics, and vocals?
For 20 years or so, I have felt lucky enough to provide a bed of music for this guy to spit whatever comes to his mind. And then lately, in the last 10 years or so, this guy and this guy to do their required catharsis that they need to get off their chest. That's really all I'm doing is facilitating things for them to do their magic over. And it makes me feel not blessed, but it makes me feel good to enable them to be able to do that. The one thing you'll notice about Reverb and the Verse songs, every single one has Jahi rapping on it. So he's primarily the guy that the blank songs go to, and then he kicks them back, and most of the time he rejects them, quite frankly. 6 out of 10, something like that. You gotta
try again.
Yeah, try again. Keep them coming. Try again. No offense, I hate the majority of your work, but that kind of inspires me. If I could keep going and providing, I'm the only person making the sounds and the things that we call songs. So I feel lucky to be able to do that and provide a bed of music for them to do their thing over. That inspires me.
Awesome. Well, in that same vein, Providence, I'm going to ask you, what is the creative process like? What's the process of working with all these characters?
Yeah, I mean, it's you said it right. There's a bunch of characters here that we have to deal with. But no, Shane will send the beat out, and typically we just listen to it. And if David comes up with a line, or Shane puts a title on it, or D-Trust comes up with something, we may build a whole song around that theme. Oftentimes in the beginning, when Shane and I were doing music, he just create these beats, and we just come up with, I would come up with ideas to create a sort of a hook, and then from there build the whole verse out. To me, it's always been, and I don't want to sound nerdy about it, but it's been kind of mathematics. Shane give me a little beat to work with, 16 bars. How do you put the words together in that time? Interestingly enough, a little bit of wordplay and something that you think that people might like. So that's the process. I listen to the beats. Sometimes I can put a song together in an hour. Sometimes it'll take me a few weeks to craft it the way I like. Bring it back to Shane. We'll record it. We'll play it. We'll listen to it again. That's kind of how it works. A little back and forth. That's the way it's been. We don't sit in the studio and create songs right off the top. Rarely do we do that. Normally it's an iterative process. So beat, lyrics, record. Let's mess with it, and then a couple times we'll do it live. See how it works.
We found. I don't mean to interject, but we found that 4 people in a room is not a creative process at all. On this record, we actually changed that and started out by passing the mic around and beatboxing and doing things differently than we had done it before, which is basically to send songs from person to person. This time, I played a bunch of songs for people and recorded whatever vocals came to their mind, and then we listened to those, for weeks on end, and came back and added ideas. And somebody would say, I got a chorus, I've got a verse, I've got a better part, I want to redo what I did, or I hate what I did last week, let's cut it all together. So in Resonate's case, we did it differently. So.
All right. So this next question is for D-Trust. My question is, who inspired you to make music?
Who inspired me to make music? Wow. Honestly, I'm not sure who truly inspired me to make music. I think I've always loved music. My parents always had music playing. When I was about 5 years old, my cousins had a band, and they let me play congas at a house party that they were performing. And I just kind of fell in love with the whole process of putting music together and how music made people feel. Um, and so I think I wrote my first song in like third grade. So I'm not sure who inspired me to write music. I just always had a love for music and just how it made people feel.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So David, this question's for you. So your last record you guys did, Revoltage, was angry. Resonate seems happier. Why?
That's a great question. I think that's probably totally by accident. To be honest with you, Revoltage is sort of a pissed off title. I would agree, but Resonate. I would say we probably had a bit more to say. We always have something to say, and we're a little bit angry with the current political climate. So I wouldn't necessarily say one is happier or one is angrier. Or, I mean, we always sort of pitch our ideals in our songs, and they make their way into our lyrics and whatnot, no matter who happened to write the lyrics for that particular song. But I think if it sounds or seems happier, that's coincidental. That's just coincidental. I will say, to add on to what the other fellows were saying about this record, it's been the most collaborative thing that we have done by far. With a lot of time in the past, it would be Shane and Prov starting it, and we would come in and add our detail. But in this case, it's been almost 100% collaborative from the get-go. I lost my light again. I don't know why, but so again, if it's happy, that's coincidental, because we always have a lot to say, and sometimes it's pissed off, sometimes we're happy, sometimes that comes through in the music, sometimes it doesn't, but it's coincidental, I would say.
We stumbled into less of a filter with each other, so we somehow became more comfortable with telling each other that really sucks. Let's redo it.
That's absolutely right.
And sometimes that comes across as, and sometimes the first thing that comes to the top of mind is angry or an angry thought. You know, that's an easy one to declare, at least for me. And in this session, when we were passing the mic around and redoing, there were several times he re-sang my stuff and I rewrote Demetrius's stuff, and Demetrius added on to what Jahi was doing, Provenance was doing. And so we had less of an I'm sorry filter, but let's try this way. We had, for whatever reason, we had less of a filter.
Okay. Now that you guys, I feel like it's evolving and you guys are getting comfortable with each other. What other artists would you love to collaborate with or open for or anything like that? And I'm Providence. That question's for you. What do we got here?
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
All right.
No, look, anybody that's sort of making music that is off the cuff, that is not interested in sort of that pop culture, making that pop music, we're interested in that, whether it be a rock group, hip hop group, rap group, or rock, R&B. Anybody's up and coming. I love the Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, I've loved them for as long as we've been doing music, as long as they've been doing music. But there's a lot of collaborations out there. We love to, just people making music, having a good time. They got a good following. We're interested in that. We're interested in diverse groups that can be musical, can do hip hop, can play the drums like D Trust was talking about, doing percussion, do like what Dave does with drums and singing. If you're interested in that sort of thing, you're being moving on stage. If you're energetic, okay, we'll do some work with you. Absolutely.
All right. In that same group, all right, D Trust. My question to you would be, if you could change anything about the industry, what would it be?
Honestly, probably the cookie cutter cookie cutter stuff that's out there. I have several family members, young cousins that are very talented rappers. Actually, happen to be rappers, and just to hear some of them start off in the beginning and they are rapping about things that make sense and things that people can actually truly relate to, versus what happens when the industry is out there and promotes all that just trash. I'm just going to be honest, it's just trash. When if I can't understand what it is that you're saying, or you are degrading women, or talking about violence that you've never even done before, or talking about, you know, things that you truly don't have, and making people think that that's what you have to do to be successful, that's what I would change.
When did you get so angry?
Since he's been hanging around you.
Now, Shane. Perfect.
Cannot do that on the interviews, man. See, Kane always, he messes it up.
You can't even tell which finger that is.
If you could edit that out, cut that. No.
All right, Shane, this question's for you. Who do you think should be listening to this current album?
We have, great question. We have struggled our whole lives to try to find an audience. And sometimes I wonder if that's because we have a wider scatter shot than other bands do. We're not hip hop. We're not dance music. We're not really, it's not fair to classify us as electronic. I think we're electronic rap. That's all right. Alternative rap, simply because there's a rap in all of our songs. But we also have hooks. So anybody who likes current political statements about the state of affairs, including everything, love, loss, anger, happiness, anyone who's in the mood for a hook, because these guys got hooks for days. And I think that, you know, it sounds, to me, it sounds modern. It's not radio ready rap music, but I think that it's alternative, and it's futuristic. I'm proud now. I haven't always been, but I'm glad that we don't fit nicely into any genre. It used to really prevent us from getting gigs, and no one would listen because they're like, I don't know what you are, which is, you know, kind of fine. The industry, the world, thanks to people like Childish Gambino, thanks to the old guys like Outkast, the world doesn't really need to classify a band and have therefore an audience. And I think we're good at spanning, you know, a few genres and getting the message out there. If you like pop music, fine. So,
That ain't us, though.
Okay. What else you got, Providence?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm interested in lyrics, and I like coding messages into the lyrics that we put out. I don't know why, but, you know, we do talk a lot about things that make us angry, but we want to try to do it in a way that's still fun, that still makes people dance. And if they just are interested in how it sounds and the hook, and they're not really diving into the lyrics, I'm cool with that. But I'm interested in folks that like to dive deeper into the lyrics. I know there's not as many out there, but that's what I do. I've been into lyrics for a long time as a youth and growing up. So I write for that group with the same idea that hopefully it sounds good, just whoever's listening to it, even if they don't catch all I'm trying to throw out there.
I don't think music. One more thought that I don't think our music is club friendly, but it is human friendly. If you're interested in hearing about the daily lives of people and interactions, love and loss and anger, and, like I said before, happiness and sadness, and how they relate to people today, I think that it could relate to a wider audience than if we said we were a particular genre, for example.
Right. And David, so with that big audience, what would be your dream gig? You know, we have locations now like Levitt Pavilion, Mission Ballroom, or are we thinking bigger? what would you do locally, and then what else are you thinking?
Good Lord, that's a loaded question. And about 10 different venues and 10 different shows come to mind immediately. I mean, the first thing that I would have to say I would love to play Red Rocks. There's just no doubt about it. To me, that is, I mean, if I had to pick a venue necessarily without necessarily picking the show, it would be Red Rocks by miles, and I would trade a lot of other gigs just to do that.
You want to go tonight? I've got the gear.
Let's go. Let's go. See who shows up. Put it out. So that would have to be it. That to me, Red Rocks, you know, being very local, of course, I'm slightly biased, but that is hands down the best music venue, live music venue in the world by far. So
And also, once we play there, I quit because you're not going to get any better than that.
that's right.
Nice.
That's the tip top right
That's
there.
the last gig we'll ever play.
Yep.
All right. And my last question is to D-Trust. If anybody could just listen to one song on this album, what song would you recommend?
Oh, wow. Really?
Ouch.
Ouch.
One of his.
No pressure. They're all listening.
It's okay if you say one of yours. It is okay.
Wow, that's a hard one though, because it's all about, because with this project, if I may, with this project, we touched so many different styles and so many different areas of life. And so if you are really into lyrics, there could be songs that will hit those folks. If you're into something that's a little more jazzier, we have songs for that. And then of course our staple, which is, you know, our political mindset and just that conscious type of vibe that we like to put out. So honestly, that's a hard one. If I had to choose one, it's a tie between, like all of them. Listen to all of them.
Can't ride the fence, man. You got to choose one. And I know which one I would say.
What would you say? Here, let's get the pressure off you. What would you say, David?
It would be Bound.
Bound.
It would absolutely be Bound.
Providence, what about you?
Man, that's tough. I'm a little partial to Fire.
Shane, what do we got?
Pass.
All right.
Oh, come on.
That's not a song title.
I don't think we have that song. We can,
Nope.
we
love
write
all
that on
my
the next
children,
one.
just like I hate all my children.
All right, D-Trust, back to you.
All right. I'm gonna go with something that's different that we have. I'm gonna go with Somebody.
All right. There we go. Any final thoughts? Providence, what do we got?
I just want to say, you know, a lot of people have joined up on Reverb in the Verse over the years. Thank you for everyone. And for the crew here now, David, D-Trust, Shane, thanks for keeping us moving. I hope everybody out there is safe during this weird time. We hope we get out there very, very soon and can feel safe playing live again. That's our main gig, is playing live for the crew.
Thanksgiving Eve at the Bonacrest, where Amanda met and fell in love with us.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Dave, any final thoughts for you?
I would just like to say thank you to these guys. I'm very proud of what we created with Resonate, especially as a collaboration. I could give a shit if nobody ever hears it except for us. I'm still very proud of it. And I just want to say thank you to these guys for the opportunity and the support. And it's been a blast. And let's keep trying. Let's keep moving.
All right, D-Trust, last words.
Yeah, I would echo exactly what everyone said. You know, definitely thank you to this group and to everyone that participates in what it is that we do. And I guess I would just say my last words is mad blessings. Like, stay real, do what it is that you truly want to do, and stop following this industry BS. I'm stuck on that.
Yeah. And Shane, last but not least, what do you got?
I don't have anything to say. I am so happy that we are able to. I feel lucky to be able to do this. Not everybody has something to keep them off the streets, and we've got this. And we meet every Tuesday for 20 years or so, and make whatever it is we make. You know, the enthusiasm that probably doesn't come through in this video is that we do. We just want to share it with people. We just want to share it out, and sometimes that sharing comes live, and so it's so frustrating to be locked inside, not to be able to share it. We'd love to get out and do, you know, punk rock gigs on the street if we could, if the law would allow us. Everyone who sees us live says, "Man, I wasn't expecting that." You're not a studio band, and that's great, you know. But man, is it good to have a project that we stamp and call done, and I'm just so excited to get people to hear what we've done the last couple of years.
Awesome. And again, my name's Amanda. This was an interview with Reverb and the Verse.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah,
Good
dropping a
work.
new album.
Yay.
Resonate, check it out.
Bye.